today's emotional story, we explore a deeply dramatic and fictional chapter in Sheikh Hamdan's life. A chapter filled with love, misunderstanding, distance, and heartbreak. A chapter where people begin to wonder, did Shamma truly hurt Sheikh Hamdan's already broken heart? Let's uncover the full story. Opening. For years, people admired the bond between Sheikh Hamdan and Shamma. Their story looked peaceful from the outside, a life full of tradition, respect, and royal responsibilities. But behind the palace walls, every relationship faces its own storms, and theirs was no different. Sheikh Hamdan has always been known for his poetic soul. His emotional depth, his kindness, and his quiet strength made people believe he never felt pain. But the truth? Even the strongest hearts can break, silently. Life had already tested him before. Disappointments, betrayals, and overwhelming responsibilities had left invisible cracks inside him. He trusted deeply, loved sincerely, and expected the same honesty in return. And into this fragile, vulnerable space entered Shamma, the woman who became an important part of his life. But was she a healing chapter? Or another wound? The beginning of their distance. The story of pain did not begin suddenly. It started with small changes, the kind that people ignore until they grow too large to hide. Shamma had always been independent, strong-minded, and ambitious. Sheikh Hamdan admired these qualities. He respected the fact that she had her own dreams and identity. But with time, her ambitions and choices began to slowly drift away from the peaceful rhythm of his life. He needed emotional closeness. She needed personal space. He wanted connection. She wanted freedom. He valued silence. She valued movement. Neither of them was wrong, but the distance grew. The unexpected change in Shamma. As months passed, Shamma began spending more time away, with new projects, social circles, and interests that had little connection to Hamdan. She didn't do anything intentionally to hurt him. But unintentionally, she began forgetting the emotional language he needed. Sometimes she would cancel plans last minute. Sometimes she would forget small promises. Sometimes she would respond late to messages. And sometimes, she would misunderstand the softness of his heart. What hurt him the most was not her actions, but the quietness between them. The lack of warmth. The missing smile. The fading conversations. A man who once gave the world poetry now found himself writing silent verses about loneliness. Did Shamma know she was hurting him? Maybe not. But intentions don't erase impact. Sheikh Hamdan's silent pain. He never complained. He never accused. He never argued. Sheikh Hamdan's personality has always been beautifully gentle. When he loves with patience. When he is hurt, he hurts quietly. He believed communication could solve anything, but only if both hearts were trying. The truth is, Hamdan began to feel like he was losing someone who was still right beside him. He noticed that Shamma spoke differently. She smiled differently. She carried a different energy, distant, distracted, unreachable. It wasn't a breakup. It wasn't a fight. It was emotional drifting, the most painful form of heartbreak. The truth revealed. A few days later, Hamdan finally decided to talk. Not to accuse. Not to blame. But to understand. In a calm and private conversation, he asked Shamma a simple question. Are you happy with me? Shamma hesitated. Not because she wanted to lie, but because she didn't know the truth herself. She finally said something that pierced him deeply. I don't feel like myself anymore. I feel lost. He stayed silent, absorbing her words like a storm hitting the sea. She wasn't trying to hurt him. She was speaking her truth. But in that truth, his own heartbreak became undeniable. Was it intentional? Did Shamma want to hurt him? No. She never wanted to break him. She never wanted to cause pain. She simply failed to understand how delicate his heart truly was. She forgot that soft hearts break quietly. She forgot that busy schedules don't heal emotional distance. She forgot that even strong men need reassurance. She did not betray him. She did not replace him. She did not disrespect him. But she did hurt him through emotional neglect, unspoken distance, and silent disconnect. Sometimes the deepest wounds are caused by people who never intended to cause them. The heartbreak that followed. After that conversation, things didn't suddenly improve. In fact, the space between them widened. They both needed time. They both needed clarity. They both needed to understand themselves. Hamdan withdrew into poetry, into nature, into his horses, his safe, peaceful places. His social media posts became more reflective, more symbolic, more emotional. People noticed. They felt his silence. They sensed his sadness. They saw a man processing heartbreak with dignity. Meanwhile, Shamma struggled with her own confusion. She felt guilty, overwhelmed, and unsure of what their relationship had become. She didn't know how to fix what she had unknowingly broken. She cared for him, but not in the way he needed. She was present, but not in the way love requires. She stayed, but her heart wasn't fully here. The world begins to speculate. When the distance between them became visible, people began asking, did Shamma hurt Sheikh Hamdan's heart? Why does he seem emotionally down? Is something wrong between them? Rumors began swirling everywhere. Some exaggerated. Some misunderstood. Some created false stories. But the real truth was far simpler. It was not betrayal. It was not drama. It was emotional mismatch. Two good people, with two different emotional needs, drifting apart without intending to. The moment of acceptance. Weeks later, Hamdan found strength in acceptance. He understood something powerful. Love cannot survive without emotional understanding. Hearts cannot connect without effort from both sides. And sometimes, the one who hurts you never meant to hurt you at all. He forgave her silently. He accepted the reality. He chose peace over pain. He realized that Shamma was not the villain. She was just a chapter meant to teach him something. That even a broken heart can break again. But it can also heal again. Did Shamma regret it? Yes. Shamma regretted that she couldn't give him the emotional support he needed. She regretted not noticing his pain sooner. She regretted letting distance grow between them. She didn't break his heart intentionally. She broke it unintentionally. Through silence, absence, and emotional misunderstanding. Sometimes regret shows up when love is too tired to continue. If you enjoyed this video, please show your support by giving it a thumbs up and share your feelings.